Hey everyone, it's 7 o'clock on a Tuesday night, and where else would I be but here with you? So DJ Stutz here with Little Hearts Academy and Imperfect Heroes podcast. And so before we get going on our topic for today, I wanted to remind everyone, so this Monday we're starting with our 5 days of kindness challenge. And so I would love for you to register and to be a part of this. So when you register, you're going to get an email every morning for those 5 days, the 13th through the 17th. So that starts next Monday. And you are going to get that email that will have your challenge for the day and a few ideas on some things that you can do to fulfill that challenge for the day. But here's the cool thing is you are not limited to my ideas. I would love to see what you're doing. So when you register, you'll get a link to our group, and you can join there. And I would love for you to share, post some pictures, and explain what you did and how that went for you guys. Also, at 6 p.m., so Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. every night, Mountain Time, I will be doing a live on the page, on the challenge page. And so we're going to be talking just about how things went, what were some of the things that went well, what were some of the surprises that you found, and what were some great ideas that you saw or maybe heard during the day. And then you will be getting a preview of the next day's challenge. So you can get the preview on the live, or you can just wait until the morning and get it in the email. And if you miss the live, that's okay. You can catch it later. We'll post the replay on the page. So I hope that gets everybody all good to go. All righty. Well, today we are talking, we are talking about finding calm among the chaos. And it's so funny to me that whomever I talk to, whether they have 1 kid or 10 kids, they all talk about the chaos. I've had people who have 1 kid and they find out I have 5, and they're saying things like, I don't know how I could do 2. 1 has got me to my limit. I don't know how you did 5. And the truth is, you kind of tend to manage with what you have, right? And so you're going to find chaos no matter how many kids you have. And so what are some of the things that you can do to find that peace and calm during the chaotic moments and times? And isn't it funny how some families seem to have more things under control than others? And so you might find someone with, 1 or 2 kids, and they're just, go, 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 zoom, 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 and trying to get everything done. And you'll see somebody who has maybe 7 kids, and they seem to have things pretty well under control. Well, the guest that I have on our episode today, which is episode 89, is Laura Hernandez. And Laura's story is just amazing. She has 10 kids, and she's just, gosh, there's a special place in heaven for this woman. So they had, I think, 3 kids, and they decided, they heard about this fostering thing, and so they thought, well, maybe we can help some kids. And so they went ahead and became a foster parent to a little guy. And eventually, as was my case when I was fostering the first few times, they gave the kiddo back to mom, and so they went on their way. And in the meantime, after they finished that fostering opportunity, they had a career opportunity in, I think it was Seattle. And so they moved their family up to Seattle. And after they'd been there for a little while, they heard that their little foster kid was back in care and that he had 2 siblings with him. And they just felt very strongly that they needed to go ahead and what the other thing they heard was that parental rights had been revoked and these kids were going to go up for adoption. And they felt very strongly that they needed to take on these kids. And so here's the deal. The kids were in Texas, and they lived in Washington at that point. So do you know what they did? They packed up their family and they moved back to Texas just so that they could get those kids. Isn't that amazing? And so they did. They got them, and and while they were, they had the 3 kids when they moved up. They had 2 more while they were in Washington. So now they have 5 kids, and they moved back to take on these 3 more. Isn't that amazing? And so then the adoption goes through. They've got these kids, and they wind up having 2 more kids. So that makes 10. And so all 3 of the kids that they adopted, which is quite often the case, they were not told about the special needs that were going on with these kids. And so all 3 of them have special needs. And then one of their DNA kids has some special needs as well. So now they've got 10 kids, 4 of them with special needs. Are you overwhelmed yet? Just hearing her story, I know, is like, whoa, what is this? And so they were homeschooling some of them they had in a public school, and Laura was managing with up to 40 visits a week for each of these. I mean, not for each, but total, with all of the kids, getting them to appointments or having people come in or whatever. So, wow, talk about chaos, right? And yet she managed to find some things that helped her and her family find some calm and things that they could do to just breathe, right? Can you imagine this? I can't even imagine it. And yet here she was living it, and she and her husband. So one of the great things was they were a team, although, as if every marriage, right? There's good moments and there's bad moments, and there's times when you feel supported and times when you don't, and times when your spouse feels supported and times when they don't. And so they have this average marriage that they make work, and they started developing systems, right? Systems that worked for their family. And Laura has gone on as people started seeing what's going on and asking her how she was managing. And so she started helping other families develop systems for their families. Not the systems that work for her, right? The systems that would work for them. And then an entrepreneurship is born. And so there she is. She goes ahead and she coaches and helps families find those systems. If you'd like to hear more about what Laura does and her story, it's phenomenal. I hope that you'll take the time to listen. So it's imperfectheroespodcast.com, and you can just go there and you can find all of my episodes. And remember now, Laura's number 89. I can't believe we're up that high. But oh, excuse me. But you can just go, and it's the top episode. Click on it, and you can just listen to it. If you want to listen to it on Apple, Stitcher, Spotify, any of those, you will be able to find it there as well. If you just look for Imperfect Heroes, and on some of them you might need to add in either DJ Stutz or Insights into Parenting, but most of the time you can find it with just Imperfect Heroes. And so I hope that you will go and listen to it, because it's really amazing, and you're really going to leave or finish with some great ideas on things that you can do, and with the understanding that a little chaos is okay. And if you can build in these times where you have these systems, the kids know what to do, mom and dad know what to do, and you can make them work, then you're going to find a lot more calm among all that chaos. Well, like I say, with 1 kid or 10. And so I hope that you'll go and listen. And so I'm going to go ahead and put the link to the challenge as well as the podcast in the show notes. And one more thing too, just this month. So parent-teacher conferences are coming up, right? And so if you want to learn how to really take advantage of that, that's a lot of information that you're going to need to get within 15, 20 minutes, maybe. I know some schools are down to 10 minutes. I don't know how you can get that information to the parents that they need. And so in this webinar, you can download it for free just this month. So it'll go away on March 31st, but you can download it for free, and it's going to help you to go in prepared so that you're not wasting any time on stuff that maybe you already know or that really doesn't matter, all of those things. And then answer some questions. After you're done listening to it, though, if you would like to continue that conversation with me personally, one-on-one, I have an opportunity for you that we can either help you plan, and you go in with, paper and questions and you're ready to go. I also would be happy to help you with debriefing after. So what new things? Did you put anything new into place? What are you looking at with things that the teachers said they're going to do in class? And so you know when to follow up and how to make that work. So I've done it as a parent of typical. I've done it as a parent with neurodiverse children, and I've done it as a teacher. So I've got all those points of view, and I can help you with that. So I'll go ahead and put the link to that as well. And so next week is going to be episode 90, and that is with Bailey. And we are talking about the connection between faith and family, and that will be available next Monday on the podcast. So until next week, let's find joy in parenting. See you later, guys.